Good morning, students.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss about the nose. Okay. The last class we discussed the temporomandibular joint. Any doubts regarding temporomandibular joint? Okay. Can we proceed for the nose? Yes or no? Are you able to hear me? Okay. Today we are going to proceed about the nose. Okay. So what is nose? So the nose is pyramidal shaped projection from the face. Is it now? It is the pyramidal shaped projection from the nose. Face. Okay. So the nose is consists of the external nose. We have the external nose and the interior cavity, nasal cavity. Okay. So both the nasal cavity is divided into right and left half by the nasal septum. Okay. So coming to the external nose. So the external nose has the two elliptical orifices anteriorly. Okay. So these are called as nostrils. Okay. We have the elliptical shaped openings are there. These are called as nares or nostrils. Okay. Which are separated from each other by the medial nasal septum. Okay. Medial nasal septum. Okay. If you see along the lateral margin, okay, the alar nasa is rounded and mobile. Okay. On the lateral side, we will have these elevations are called as alar nasa. Okay. And these are rounded and they are mobile. Okay. Next, coming to the what are the different parts of the external nose. So for the external nose, we have the tip or apex. Okay, tip or apex, and where this upper end is joined with the forehead, it is called as root of nose. Okay, where the upper end of the nose is joined with the forehead is called as root of nose. Okay, so we will have the apex or tip and we will have the root. Okay, so this rounded margin, this rounded area, okay, between the root and the apex is called as dorsum of nasi. Okay, dorsum. Okay, it is called as dorsum nasi. Okay, dorsum nasi. Okay, and we have the anterior openings. These are called as anterior nares or nostrils. Both are separated by the nasal septum. Okay, and between the nose and the face, we have the nasophageal angle is there. This is nasophageal angle. Okay, and these elevations are the lateral are called as alanasi. Okay, between the upper lip and the nose, this area is called as philtrum. Okay, this area is called as philtrum. Okay, so these are the different parts of the external nose. We have the tip and the root and the dorsum and nasofacial angle is there, and we have the ala nasal, anterior nares or nostrils are there. Okay, so that is about the external nose. Okay, so if you see the external nose, the framework of the external nose is made up of above by the we already discussed in the norma frontalis. Okay, so here it is made up of by external nose is made up of above by these nasal bones. Okay, nasal bones along with that the frontal process of maxilla. Okay, this is maxilla bone now. Okay, frontal process of maxilla and the nasal part of the frontal bone is there. Okay, so the framework of the external nose is above it is formed by the nasal bone and frontal process of maxilla and nasal part of the frontal bone. Okay, and below, okay, here this framework is formed by the plates of hyaline cartilages. Okay, it is formed by plates of hyaline cartilages. Okay, so these are at the center, it is called as nasal septum, nasal cartilage, septal cartilage. Okay, here you can see this blue color line. Okay, so this is nasal septal cartilage. On the both the sides laterally we have this part is lateral processes of septal nasal cartilage. Okay, lateral processes of septal nasal cartilage. And here we have the lateral crust of major alar cartilage. Okay, and this here we'll have the medial, okay, medial crust of major alar cartilage, and the remaining is the fibrofatty tissue. Okay, fibrofatty tissue. Okay, so at the central we'll have the septal cartilage. Okay, lateral to that we will have the lateral process of septal nasal cartilage. Below we will have the major alar cartilage. For the major alar cartilage, we will have the lateral crust and the medial crust. Okay, so behind this we will have the minor alar cartilage is also there. Minor alar cartilage. Okay, so behind it is formed by fibrofatty tissue. Okay, so that is about the framework of the external nose. So here also we are seeing the same. Okay, so we'll have the nasal bone, then we'll have the lateral cartilage, the central will have the septal cartilage. Okay, then below that we have the alar cartilage. For alar cartilage we'll have the greater alar and the lesser. Okay, greater, again we will have the lateral part and the medial part, lateral crust and the medial crust. Then we will have this is a minor alar cartilage, then we will have the dense connective tissue. Okay, so that is the framework of the external nose. Okay, next coming to what is the blood supply of the external nose. Okay, the skin of the external nose is supplied by the branches of ophthalmic, okay, branches of the ophthalmic and the maxillary arteries, branches coming from the maxillary arteries. Okay, the skin of the ala and the lower part of the nasal septum is supplied by the branches coming from the facial arteries. Okay, so totally the external nose is supplied by the ophthalmic and maxillary arteries along with the facial arteries. Okay, so that is about the blood supply of the external nose. Next coming to the nerve supply of the skin of the external nose is supplied by the infratropiar, okay, and external nasal branches. Both are coming from the ophthalmic nerve. Okay, both are coming from the ophthalmic nerve. Along with that, the infraorbital branch of the maxillary nerve. Okay, so maxillary nerve, ophthalmic nerve supplies the external nerve supply. If you see the blood supply is also same from the branches of the ophthalmic and maxillary arteries. Okay, so if you see the nasal cavity, the interior of the nose is called as nasal cavity. Okay, the nasal cavity is divided into two symmetrical halves by the medial septum, that is nasal septum. Okay, so if you see the nasal cavity, we will have the floor. Okay, each half of the nasal cavity will have the floor and roof. Okay, we will have the roof. At the center we will have the nasal septum, is also called as medial wall. We will have the lateral wall. Okay, lateral wall, medial wall, Then we will have the roof and the floor. Okay. If you see the floor is formed by which bone? Hard palate. Is it not? So the floor of the nose nasal cavity is formed by the hard palate. So the hard palate is formed by the hard palate is formed by the palatine process of the maxilla and the horizontal plate of the palatine bone. Okay. So the hard palate is formed by the palatine process of the maxilla and horizontal plate of palatine bone. So the floor is formed by these two bones. Okay. Or otherwise it is as hard palate. The floor is formed by the hard palate. Okay. If you see the roof, okay, if you see the roof here, okay. So what are the bones which forms the roof? So it is narrow. Okay, it is formed anteriorly beneath the bridge. Okay, this is the nasal bridge now. Okay, it is present anteriorly beneath the bridge of the nose by the nasal and the frontal bones. Okay, nasal and frontal bones. Then at the middle, okay, at the middle it is found by the cribriform plate of ethmoid. Okay, middle it is formed by the cribriform plate of ethmoid, which is located beneath the anterior cranial fossa. Okay, which is lies beneath the anterior cranial fossa. Okay. The interior of the skull is called as cranial fossa. Is it now? So this middle part of the roof is of nasal cavity is present beneath the anterior cranial fossa. So posteriorly it is by the downward sloping part of the body of sphenoid. Okay, downward sloping of body of sphenoid. Okay, so the roof is formed by the frontal and nasal bones, then the cribriform plate of ethmoid, then body of sphenoid. Okay. Next, today we are going to, the actual class is regarding the lateral wall of the nose. Okay, so lateral wall of the nose and the medial wall of the nose both are essay questions. So please listen carefully. In the Viva, in the final exams, the dissection hall, this lateral wall may be kept as an major question. Okay, in the dissection hall. So all of you listen carefully. So the lateral wall of the nose is irregular. Okay, it is irregular owing to the presence of three shelf-like bony projections. They are called as concha. Okay, in the lateral wall, most important things are to have the three shelf-like bony projections. These are called as concave. Okay, so what is the function of these concave? They increases the surface area of the nose for the effective air conditioning of the inspired air. Okay, so let us discuss the lateral wall. So if you see the lateral wall is divided into three parts. Okay, it is divided into three parts. Okay, so the first one is a small depressed area in the anterior part called as vestibule. Okay, I will show you the picture now. Okay, so this is the lateral wall of the nose. If you see here, all this is the lateral wall of the nose. In front, okay, here this depressed area is lined by the modified skin. It is lined by the skin. Okay, and this area is also consist of hair. Okay, vibrissae. Okay, so this area is called as vestibule. Vestibule. Okay, vestibule. So a small depressed area in the anterior part called as vestibule, which is lined by the modified skin containing short, thick, curved hairs called as vibrissae. Okay, and the middle part is known as atrium. Okay, the posterior part contains the concaves. Okay, let us discuss one by one. So if you see this lateral wall of the nose, it is made up of by the cartilaginous part and the bony part. Okay, it is made up of by the bony part and the cartilaginous part. So what are the bones which forms it? If you see your lateral wall of the nose, above you can feel the bony part, below you can feel the cartilaginous part. Is it now? So it is formed by the both the bony part and the cartilaginous part. First we'll discuss the bony part. What are the bones which forms the lateral wall of the nose above? Okay. So these are the nasal bone, okay, all of you know nasal bone, and the frontal process of maxilla, lacrimal bone, and the labyrinth of ethmoid with superior and middle concave, inferior nasal concave. Inferior nasal concave is a separate bone, not the part of the ethmoid. Okay, inferior nasal concave is a separate bone, but both the superior and middle concave are the parts of the ethmoid bone. Okay. Then we have the perpendicular plate of palatine bone, medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. Okay. So here you can see here, okay, this violet color is nasal bone. Okay, this is the frontal process of, sorry, nasal process of frontal bone. Okay. Then we will have this yellow one. This is the superior concave. This is the middle concave. Okay, these two are the parts of the labyrinthine part of the ethmoid bone. Okay, and this green one is, it represents the inferior nasal concave. It is a separate bone. Okay, and then behind we have the perpendicular plate of palatine bone. This red color is nothing but the sphenoid process. Okay, medial pterygoid process of sphenoid bone. Okay, this is body of sphenoid. Okay, medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. Okay, so the bony part of the lateral wall of the nose is formed by the nasal bone, then nasal process of frontal bone. Okay, then we will have the lacrimal bone and superior and in middle nasal concave ethmoid bone. Green one represents inferior nasal concave. Then we will have the perpendicular plate of palatine bone, medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. Okay, these bones form the lateral wall of the nose. Okay. And coming to the cartilaginous part, it is formed by the superior nasal cartilage, inferior nasal cartilage, small cartilages of ala. Okay, we already discussed now. Sorry. Initially we discussed now. We have the, okay. So below that we have the lateral cartilage, lesser and greater all are cartilages. Okay, so these cartilages forms the lower cartilaginous part. Above it is formed by the bony part. Next, coming to the, if you see along the lateral wall, we have the nasal concaves. Now, what are nasal concaves? So these are the curved bony projections. They are directed downwards and medially. Okay, they are directed downwards and medial. They are the bony projections from the labyrinth part of the ethmoid. Both are superior and middle, but inferior nasal concave is a separate bone. Inferior concave is an independent bone. Middle concave is the projection from the medial surface of ethmoidal labyrinth. Superior concave is also a projection from the medial surface of the ethmoidal labyrinth. It is the smallest concave. Here you can see the three concaves. See here superior concave, middle concave, inferior concave. Okay, so these are shelf-like bony projections. Okay, the muscles like body projections directed downwards and medially. Okay, directed downwards and medially. Okay. So what are meatus? Okay. So meatus are nothing but the meatus of nose are these are the passages beneath the overhanging of concave. Okay. So each meatus is communicates freely with the nasal cavity proper. Okay. So these are if you list these concaves below that we have the passage. If the space is present below this concave. So this space is called as meatus. Okay. So meatuses are nothing but they are the passages. Okay. They are the passages present beneath the concave. Okay. They are overhanged by the concave. Okay. Each meatus is each meatus is communicates with the nasal cavity field. Okay. So concaves are the bony projections. Below the concave, the space is called as meatus. Okay. So first is the inferior meatus. So inferior meatus is lies beneath the. So this is the inferior concave. Okay. So this one is the meatus. If you remove this concave, you can see the picture like this. Okay. If you reflect this concave, you can get the picture like this. Okay. So this is inferior meatus. This is middle meatus. Okay. So this is the superior meatus. Superior meatus. Okay. This is superior concha, middle concha, inferior concha. Meatuses are there the passages beneath this concave. So we'll have the superior meatus, middle meatus, inferior meatus. Here now we're discussing the inferior meatus. So inferior meatus is present beneath the inferior concave. So inferior meatus is lies underneath the inferior concha and it is the largest meatus of three meatuses. Okay. So the nasolacrimal duct opens into it at the junction of anterior two-thirds and posterior two-thirds. Okay. So nasolacrimal duct is open into the inferior meatus. So this opening is guarded by one valve. Okay, this valve is called as Hasner's valve. Hasner's valve. Okay, or is also called as lacrimal fold. So what is the opening present in the inferior meatus? Only one opening, that is the nasolacrimal duct opening. Okay. Next coming to the middle meatus. Okay. Middle meatus is lies underneath the middle concha. Okay. So the features of the middle.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you repeat the last point?
Repeat the
Last point.
last point of the inferior concave. So inferior concave, inferior meatus, it is we'll have only one opening, that is the nasolacrimal duct opening. Okay, where it is present, it is present. Okay, so this is the inferior meatus, is it now? So it is present between the junction of anterior one-third and posterior two-thirds of this meatus. Okay, it is present here. Okay, so this nasolacrimal duct is closed by one valve that is called as Hasner's valve, also called as lacrimal fold. Okay, is it clear? So it is this opening is present between the anterior two-thirds and anterior one-third and posterior two-thirds of the junction of inferior meatus. Okay, are you clear? Say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these openings are very important. They will ask in the viva. So what are the openings present in the inferior meatus, middle meatus? Okay, so in the middle meatus, so it is lies under beneath the middle concave. Okay, so the features of middle meatus are very important. These are the presence of ethmoidal bullae, okay, hiatus semilunaris and infundibulum. Okay, so So the first one is the bulla ethmodalis. Okay. So what is bulla ethmodalis? Ethmodalis is it is the bony elevation. Okay. Okay. It is the bony elevation which is projected into the middle meatus. Okay. So why it is projected into the middle meatus means below this bulla ethmodalis you will have the presence of middle ethmoidal air sinuses are present. Okay, middle ethmoidal air sinuses are present beneath this bulla ethmodalis. Due to that, it is projected into the middle meatus. Okay, bulla ethmodalis is nothing but the bony bulging into the middle meatus. Okay, the middle ethmoidal air sinuses are present beneath this bulla ethmoidalis. Okay, so here you can see the bulla ethmoidalis, and here we can have the openings also. Small dots are there. Okay, okay. So these are nothing but the openings of middle ethmoidal cells into the bulla ethmoidalis. Okay. So this is bulla ethmoidalis. In front of this bulla ethmoidalis, you will have the crescent shaped space is there. Is it not? Half moon shaped space is there. Okay. So this space is called as hiatus semilunaris. Okay. Hiatus semilunaris. Hiatus semilunaris is nothing but it is the crescent shaped space which is present below the bulla ethmoidalis of the hiatus semilunaris. Okay. And there is a mucus diverticulum which is extends from this hiatus semilunaris above. Okay. Here we can have the mucus diverticulum. Okay. Here. Okay, which is extends upwards and forwards. Mucus diverticulum. Okay. So that mucus diverticulum which is extends from the anterior part of the hiatus semilunaris is called as infundibulum. Okay, infundibulum is nothing but it is the mucus diverticulum extends from the hiatus semilunaris upwards and forwards. Okay. Okay. And what are the openings? So these are the three features of the meatus. Okay, three features of the middle meatus. What are they? Bulla ethmoidalis and hiatus semilunaris and infundibulum. Okay. So next, what are the openings are present in the middle meatus? Okay. So in the middle meatus, we will have the openings of ethmoidal air sinuses. Anterior ethmoidal air sinuses are opened into the infundibulum. Okay. Anterior ethmoidal air sinuses are opened into the infundibulum. Okay. And the maxillary air sinuses open here. Maxillary air sinuses are open here on the bulla ethmoidalis. Okay. Here you can see the opening of maxillary sinus. Okay. Opening of maxillary sinus. And middle ethmoidal air sinuses are open on the bulla ethmoidalis are posterior to the bulla ethmoidalis. Okay. So how many openings are there in the middle meatus? We will have the anterior ethmoidal air sinuses are open into the infundibulum. Okay. And we'll have the opening of maxillary air sinuses, and we'll have the openings of middle ethmoidal air sinuses. Okay. And one more thing, sometimes the frontal sinus, this is frontal sinus. Okay. This frontal sinus is also opens into the infundibulum. Okay. Also opens into the infundibulum. So the frontal sinus, anterior ethmoidal air sinuses, maxillary air sinuses, middle ethmoidal air sinuses are open in the middle meatus. So we will have the four openings in the middle meatus. Okay. What are they? Frontal air sinuses, anterior ethmoidal air sinuses, maxillary air sinuses, and middle ethmoidal air sinuses. Okay. So these are the openings in the middle meatus. Next, coming to the So that is about the middle meatus. So next coming to the superior meatus. So where is it is present? So it is present below this is superior concha. So it is superior meatus is present below this superior concha. So superior meatus lies below the superior concave. It is the shortest and shallowest of all the three meatus. It has the opening of only one opening, that is the posterior ethmoidal air sinuses. Okay, posterior ethmoidal air sinuses. And there is a triangular fossa which is present behind here. Sometimes there is another meatus is present above this superior concave. It is called as supreme meatus. Supreme meatus. Sometimes above the superior concave we will have the supreme meatus is present. Okay, behind this superior concave we will have a depression. Okay, this recess is called as sphenoethmoidal recesses. Okay, sphenoethmoidal recess. Okay, sometimes this sphenoethmoidal recesses receives the opening of sphenoidal sinus. Okay, so the sphenoethmoidal sinus is a triangular fossa just above the superior concave. It has opening of sphenoidal air sinuses. Okay, so along the lateral wall, along the inferior meatus, we will have the one opening. Okay, opening of nasolacrimal duct. Along the middle meatus, we will have the four openings: frontal sinus, anterior ethmoidal air sinuses, maxillary air sinuses, middle ethmoidal air sinuses. In the superior meatus, we have only one opening, that is the posterior ethmoidal air sinuses. And in the sphenoethmoidal recess, we will have the sphenoidal opening is sphenoidal air sinuses opening is present. Okay, so these are the openings which are present along the lateral wall of the nose. So this part is very important. Okay, next coming to what are the other parts of this lateral wall of the nose? We already discussed. Here we have the depressed area. Okay, anteriorly this area is lined by skin and the vibrissae. This area is called as vestibule. Is it not? And one more thing, there is another part is called as atrium. Atrium of the middle meatus. It is a shallow depression just in front of the middle meatus and above the vestibule of the nose. Okay, so this part is called as atrium. Okay, all this part is called as atrium. Okay, this part is called as atrium. Okay, it is present just in front of the middle meatus. Okay, atrium. This is vestibule. In here we have the atrium part. Okay. And this atrium is limited above by the faint ridge of mucous membrane. This ridge is called as agar nasal. Okay. Okay. So all this is the atrium now. So it is limited above by the agar nasal. The ridge of mucous membrane. It is called as agar nasal. Okay. It is directed forwards and downwards like this. The mucous ridge. Okay. And next coming to this. So these are different parts of the lateral wall. Okay. So lateral wall, on the lateral wall, you have to remember that how it is formed. It forms the bony part and cartilaginous part. The bony part, after that, the lateral wall is, we have these bones, the cartilaginous part. The most important things are the nasal concave. Okay. Below the concaves are the meatus. So we will have the openings in the meatus. Okay. So middle meatus will have important features: bulla ethmodalis, hiatus semilunaris, infundibulum. Then we'll have the opening. Okay, so that is about the lateral wall of the nose. Next, coming to the what is the arterial supply for this lateral wall of the nose. Okay, so this lateral wall of the nose is divided into four quadrants. Okay, anterior superior quadrant, anterior inferior quadrant, posterior superior quadrant, posterior inferior quadrant. Okay, so the anterior superior quadrant is supplied by the anterior ethmoidal artery, assisted by the posterior ethmoidal and facial artery. Okay, the main artery is anterior ethmoidal artery. The anterior inferior quadrant is supplied by the branches coming from the facial and greater palatine artery. Posterior superior quadrant is by the sphenopalatine artery. Posterior inferior quadrant is by the greater palatine artery, which pierces the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone. Okay, so this is the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone. Okay, this is hard palate, is it now? So we will have the palatine process of the maxilla bone and the palate bone. Okay, so this greater palatine artery is here. It is pierces the perpendicular plate of palatine bone. Okay, so anterior superior quadrant is supplied by the anterior ethmoidal artery. Posterior superior